They're all quoting and viewing Christianity or the new religion as foreign and as invasive, like an invasive species, and that it was a purely negative impact. And we're gonna watch this, and this is a reaction on the show, and I want to repeat this because we're gonna get people who say, oh, you guys hate this gentleman's name. I forgot his name. Masi knows his name really well. Manu Samoa, rugby player, has this podcast. We support their show, but like we said, just because we disagree about 1 or 2 points doesn't mean we don't like the people. Come on, we're human beings. We always disagree. So I'm going to preface that for people out there who are going to try and say we're trying to cut down people and so forth. But this is directly aligned with what we were talking about in the first half of the show, Maui.
A video that was sent into our chat. Yes, we're jumping back into the Christian bag. There was a video that was shared on Breaking Waves podcast, which is Hannah's podcast, and it's the Choosing Faith, Tonga, Christianity, and Decolonization. Shall I play the whole video, or you just tell me when to stop and then?
Yep. It's not that long, it's a snippet.
Being a teacher, I always like to unpack the word or the meaning of, and the word decolonization means to become independent of the colonizers of a place. First and foremost, Tonga wasn't colonized, but there is debate around the fact that the Christian influence was a sense of colonization. But if you think about it, in the history of our Tongan introductions into Christianity, it was a choice made, and our king chose Christianity. It was no enforced process or transaction that occurred. So we've got to be really careful of the use of those terminologies on specific groups. The blanket approach of decolonization, I get it, but when I speak from my Tongan spaces, we weren't colonized. We've never had to get independence from anybody, and we chose Christianity, and we chose it for
our brother here and what his analysis towards that statement.
You can follow this on the Breaking Waves podcast. Thoughts?
Yeah, nah, that's not true. That's not true. That's really off. And I say that respectfully, but there were massacres in Tonga. Massacres of people who did not accept Christianity. There was a massacre in Huli of over 300 people. Men, women, and children were all slaughtered. And she mentioned King George, right? Yeah, so Taufa'ahau, I think was his Tongan name. So the Wesleyan Church backed a chief like they did in Samoa, right? The 3 powers all had 3 factions in Samoa, like they did in Hawaii with King Kamehameha. It's a technique they did everywhere in the Pacific.